Manchester United will be hoping to make it 8 wins from 8 when travel to face Arsenal in the FA Cup on Friday night. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer goes into the match with a perfect record as United manager while the hosts approach the match on the back of a superb win against Chelsea. There have been 14 previous FA Cup ties between Arsenal and United, with each side having eliminated the other 7 times apiece. Neither side have been knocked out by another more often in the competition's history. In terms of early team news, Alexis Sanchez will play a part in the game while Marcos Rojo and Marouane Fellaini remain long-term absentees. Luke Shaw is set to return while the game is expected to come too early for Chris Smalling, who has only recently returned to training. Here's how our writers think United should line up. Samuel Luckhurst. Solskjaer has not clarified whether Sanchez will start or come on, and irrespective of how underwhelming Anthony Martial has been of late, the Frenchman has been the better left-winger this season. United will have had 6 days between Brighton and Arsenal, so Solskjaer should start his strongest available side. He has said there will be changes, so the assumption would be Sanchez comes in for Martial, but one would do Luke Shaw for Diogo Dalot. Solskjaer has selected the below 11 3 times, and last week's change at left-back was only enforced after Shaw succumbed to illness. Shaw comes in for Dalot. Rich face success in the FA Cup signals the more realistic opportunity for Solskjaer to mark his caretaker United tenure with a trophy at the end of it, and the strongest side possible needs to be played against a tactically astute opponent. The one big decision to make comes in the shape of Sanchez, who will be eager to mark his first return to the Emirates with a memorable display. While he lacks match fitness, his presence would add to a hostile atmosphere and set the scene for United to spoil the mood. It is also set to be another big night for the defense. However, Shaw should return to ensure United return to their tried and tested back four, which has played a decisive role in their recent transformation. Kieran Kelly. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has vowed to make a couple of tweaks to keep his players on his toes, and there is no need for wholesale changes like in the previous round against Reading. United, after all, have had another clear week to prepare for this game. The players will need no motivation for a trip to the Emirates under the lights, and Solskjaer has to strike the delicate balance between maintaining United's momentum and giving one or two players a recall. Personally, I would bring Alexis Sanchez in for this one, and if the Chilean can't get fired up on his return to Arsenal, then something is seriously wrong. Jesse Lingard impressed here last season, so he just gets the nod ahead of Anthony Martial. Luke Shaw should also come back in after only missing the win against Brighton through illness. Sanchez will be desperate to make his mark against his former club. Liam Corliss. Sergio Romero may well start, but there should be no room for sentiment from Solskjaer as he looks to continue his 100% record since taking charge. De Gea should play. The majority of United's starting 11 picks itself for the first time in years, but the manager confirmed in his press conference on Thursday that there will be at least 1 or 2 changes to the team that beat Brighton last weekend. Marcus Rashford is one of Europe's form strikers right now and is undroppable, but Alexis Sanchez and ManUtd could come in on the flanks for Jesse Lingard and Anthony Martial. United still lacks